The signature deep chestnut was gone. The crowds leaned in. And just like that, the world's most watched hair received its most dramatic makeover yet.
A deliberate golden shift that launched 1,000 headlines.
And marked the beginning of a whole new era. Welcome to StarScope Report.
Join us as we uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals.
From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
And today, we are tracking the single biggest royal-style story of the season.
That's right, we're talking about Kate's new Bronde hair. We're going to examine the timeline of the reveal, the official explanation, and, the strategic fashion move she used to match her new aesthetic to her key policy work.
It's a masterclass in visual communication.
Okay, so let's get into it. From brunette queen to blonde bombshell.
I mean, this really was the most dramatic color shift we've seen from her since her wedding.
Right. For, over a decade, the Princess of Wales's image was practically defined by her hair?
Oh, completely. Those glossy, rich brunette locks. It was a signature shade she maintained, religiously since 2011.
That deep chestnut color was the definition of royal consistency, and that's what makes this so interesting.
And that consistency is what makes the 2025 shift so profound.
Yeah.
Our sources show this wasn't an immediate, spontaneous change. It was a carefully managed rollout.
So how did it start?
Well, the very first hint, it was almost like a pre-launch tease, was captured on August 24th, 2025, near Balmoral Castle.
Right, I remember that photo. She was driving.
Exactly, and the media immediately noted these newly golden waves just sort of peeking out.
But the high-stakes debut, the moment that launched 1,000 headlines, that was September 4th.
Yes, at the Natural History Museum in London. It was her first official royal engagement after the family's summer break.
The transformation was complete. The press, they just went wild. They immediately branded it her blondest hair ever, and it sparked this immense global media buzz.
It was a very deliberate choice of venue for a debut, wasn't it?
What do you mean?
I mean, choosing a high-profile, established patronage event like that, it just shows confidence in the new look. They knew the world would be watching that first post-holiday appearance, and they totally used that spotlight.
That's a great point. What's fascinating here, though, and what our sources picked up on right away, is how quickly the colors seemed to fluctuate after the big debut.
Yes. Just 2 days later, on September 6th, she attended the Women's Rugby World Cup, and her hair appeared visibly darker again.
It wasn't that striking gold from the museum at all.
And that detail is so key for you, the listener, to understand the technical reality versus, the perceived effortlessness.
Right.
That quick shift tells us this is not a solid dye job. This is a complex, what they call dimensional bronze, which means multiple tones are woven in. It's incredibly high maintenance.
So it requires professional blending and toning basically every time she steps out?
Absolutely. It just shows the level of commitment that's necessary to maintain this precise, sun-kissed look under all these different lighting conditions.
So the image of effortless elegance is actually supported by very intense, ongoing professional work.
Exactly. But that initial profound shift, it did what it was supposed to do. It signaled a new chapter.
It instantly modernized her entire aesthetic, made her appear, as one source put it, youthful and fresh. It shook off some of that rigidity,
It's an evolution of her brand. It confirms she's a figure who is willing to adapt and evolve her high-profile look to align with what's required of the modern monarchy. This is strategic change, not just spontaneous fun.
But wait till you hear the surprisingly simple explanation the princess gave for this super high-maintenance look.
If you're loving these Hollywood twists and tracking the secrets behind celebrity image shifts, make sure you're subscribed. We've got even crazier stories ahead, including the royals' casual cover-up story.
Okay, we're back. Let's talk about the PR spin here, the royal PR spin. Kate claims the Sun did it as colorists break down the technical reality.
The media's speculation about the process was rampant, right? Especially given how hard it is to lift rich brunette hair to a neutral, flattering blonde.
But the princess herself gave an explanation that was, breathtakingly simple.
It was on November 19th, 2025, during the Royal Variety performance. The actress Sue Pollard just asked her about the lighter shade.
And Kate's reply was this classic piece of royal deflection.
And relatability all rolled into one. She reportedly said her hair used to be brown, but it's gone light in the sunshine.
I just have to pause on that. It's brilliant spin. But does that sunshine excuse actually land with people who understand professional styling? Or is it just a polite deflection that everyone just sort of accepts?
Well, it serves multiple purposes. For the casual observer, it provides a perfectly relatable, low-effort explanation.
Right. It makes her seem like a mom who just spent a lot of time outdoors on summer holiday.
Exactly. It avoids the image of spending hours and hours in a salon chair. But for anyone in the beauty industry, it's kind of a humorous wink, an acknowledgement that this required serious technical expertise.
Okay, so let's pull back the curtain on that technical reality. What are the professional stylists seeing here?
Stylists are unanimous. This is far from accidental sun damage. They classify the result as a sophisticated, multi-tonal creation, often using the term dimensional bronde.
And this look is achieved through some pretty specialized techniques.
Oh, yeah. We see mention of diffuse balayage or baby lights. These are techniques where color isn't painted on in harsh chunks, but it's finely woven throughout the hair to mimic how it would naturally lighten in the sun, but with precise control over the tone.
And why does the tone matter so much?
Because if you just slap standard highlights on rich brunette hair, it tends to pull orange or brassy. The sophisticated part is the toning afterwards. That ensures the highlights are a soft, neutral, luminous honey or caramel rather than, yellow. Her longtime stylist, Richard Ward, himself said that the bronze shade is universally flattering.
That phrase, universally flattering, that feels like a major strategic insight. It suggests the color choice was made to literally soften and brighten her presence, making her look more approachable and warm.
Which is essential for her charitable work focus.
Oh.
Absolutely. And part of that technique involves what stylists call the money piece.
The money piece.
Yes, this is key. It refers to those carefully placed, finer highlights right around the face and the hairline. By adding that lightness right where your eye naturally looks, it instantly brightens the complexion and softens facial features.
It sounds like a massive commitment, though. If she's playing down the hours in the chair, how do they hide the intense maintenance required?
The sources all stress the intensity. To stop that sophisticated color from turning brassy over time, she needs regular patina or gloss treatments, probably every 6 to 8 weeks.
So they aren't just touching up roots.
No, they're refreshing the shine and the tone constantly. It requires frequent, discreet visits. The maintenance itself just underscores how seriously they view this aesthetic shift as part of her operational effectiveness.
So the princess intentionally paired this new color with a powerful fashion choice that broke a decade-long style tradition, and it happened during a key policy engagement.
This is where we shift from hair chemistry to visual communication theory. Let's get into our final segment, the aesthetic strategy, breaking tradition to highlight duty.
So the full strategic value of this new blonde hair was really leveraged during a key solo engagement on November 27th.
That's right. She visited the Anna Freud Centre in London. She's been a patron there since 2016, and this visit was focused on promoting her Royal Foundation project for early childhood mental health.
So high stakes, serious policy work. How did her wardrobe choices on that day support both the serious nature of the work and the new, warmer hair color?
Well, she led with sustainability, which of course aligns with modern royal values. She re-wore a custom powder blue houndstooth Emilia Wickstead dress.
I remember that dress.
She'd worn it before, but crucially, it was altered. They added long sleeves for seasonal formality. That checks the box for tradition and continuity.
But the big disruption wasn't the dress, it was in the details. You mentioned her style formula for a decade has always been matching her bag to her shoes. Absolute cohesion.
And she broke that formula completely. She paired these cool-toned, slate-gray mock-croc heels, which, complement the powder blue dress, with a sharply contrasting, warm-toned, chocolate brown suede DeMellier Hudson bag.
Whoa, wait. Slate gray shoes and a deep brown bag. To the trained eye, that's a deliberate aesthetic mismatch. Why would she do that?
It was done to unify the new image. The brown suede bag aligned perfectly with the winter chocolate brown color trend, so it made her look current. But strategically, the brown provides this essential warmth and dimension that the cool-toned blue dress and gray shoes lacked.
So the brown bag visually supported the honeyed and caramel highlights in her new blonde hair.
Exactly. The bag acts as this earthy, warm anchor at her side. It stops the new blonde tones in her hair from looking isolated or disconnected from the rest of the outfit, which is otherwise very cool tone.
It brings the whole look into a visual balance.
Precisely. The accessories weren't just fashionable, they were part of the communications architecture. By using this modernized, visually cohesive image, she successfully drew massive public attention. Fans called the look stunning and effortlessly graceful.
And that attention then amplified the coverage of her serious policy work.
Yes, the lighter hair is the headline, but the discussion she had with that father, Andrew Epraku, about the importance of hearing fathers' voices in early mental health care, that's the story she wants the world to read.
So the entire process, from the debut to the simplified sunshine explanation and the perfectly coordinated fashion break it all demonstrates a really high-level communication strategy.
Aesthetic modernization serves as the lure to amplify significant royal duty. The choice to shift a decade-defining color and then immediately integrate it into policy work by breaking her own rigid fashion rules, it just showcases the meticulous management involved in her public image.
And it ensures that she remains dynamically relevant, directing global scrutiny right where it's most impactful on her charitable mission.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you to consider. If the new Bronde aesthetic signals a fresh chapter of adaptability and modernity for the monarchy, what other long-standing visual traditions might the royal family strategically choose to break next to maintain relevance?
Look closely at the accessories.
You've been listening to StarScope Report, where we uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture.
Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.